Hello, welcome to another segment of Simply Fit with Sheryle Sage. Today we're going to work on a little hip loosening. Many people have trouble with tight hips, so we'll see if we can't get that area to loosen up for you. The only equipment you might need is a towel to put under your knees when we're on hands and knees. This workout stretch will be seated on the floor, so we won't be standing at all, but we will come onto our hands and knees. Our format today, we're going to start out with a light spinal warm-up. We're going to warm up all the muscles that attach to the hips too and stretch them a bit, and then we'll get into the deeper stretches of the hip joint itself. So if you have tight hips, go grab your mat, grab your towel. I have the timer so we stay on track and we don't run this too long. We get you in, get you out, get those hips fixed. This would be great after a workout, any sort of workout or a walk or a run or any time that you just feel you need a little relief from your hip joint. That being said, let's get right into it. Looks like today we're going to sit up tall, work a little spinal mobility to start. So let's take a big breath in and exhale down. I'm going to scoot my mat back just a little bit so I can stay in the frame. There we go. Alrighty, that works. I guess we can see well enough. Now we're going to take some side bends, side to side, trying to get my timer started here. There we go. So we're going to take about 30 seconds of side bends. We're just reaching up and over. We're sitting tall, core is engaged. If this position is not nice on your knees, you can go ahead and put your legs wherever they feel comfortable. Just some nice breaths in, some nice breaths out. We've got about 10 more seconds here of side bends. We're going to feel the rib cage opening up, sinking down towards the hips. Now let's bring our arms up and we're going to take a nice little twist side to side as we like to do. So we're working a little mobility right now, trying to let the body know something's coming, something different. Nice inhale in, strong exhale out, wherever you feel the need to put those inhale exhales today. Now let's take it right back up to the top. Inhale, we're going to exhale, take it forward, and then inhale, expand, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, fold. We've got a couple more rounds here, and then we're going to position into hands and knees. So just enjoy the feel of the back opening. Just a little bit longer. There we go. Now let's take it on to our hands and knees. We can put that towel underneath of our knees if we need to. We're going to tuck our belly up. Position our hands right under our shoulders, our knees right under our hips, and we're going to round into a bit of cat-cow here just to get the spine warm. As we round up, we're going to tuck tailbone under, and then we'll release up and under. Let's do 2 more like that. And we'll take it to a nice straight spine here. Core is engaged. We're going to pull the knees a little bit apart to make room for our rib cage. We inhale, and we're going to slide those hips back. They may or may not touch to your heels. Don't worry about that. We're worried about the length of the back right now. So we're just feeling that nice stretch through. Let's come on up. We're going to walk hands to one side of the mat. And then again, pull back. Again, we feel that go down the rib cage, down towards the hip area maybe. Bump that hip out a little bit to feel that stretch. Take a nice breath in, a good exhale out. Let's bring it back to the top. Same thing, arm is across the body, and we pull back till we feel a mild stretch and hold that stretch for a couple breaths. Wonderful. Oh, yeah, that should feel really good. Come back to center, and we're going to return ourselves to seated positioning to start this off. Alrighty. Let's take one more warm-up move and we'll take it around and around. And while we do that, I am going to reset our clock so we can get started through our stretch portion. Let's pause here, bring it back around the other direction. Through our stretch portion, we'll hold each stretch 20 seconds, release it for 10, and repeat it 2 more times. So it's a little deeper than maybe your post-workout stretch might be today. Let's take it 3, 2, and 1. All right, take a big breath in, exhale down, and we just need to add a couple more rounds onto our timer. This is a good time to grab a quick drink if you're thirsty today. So we're working 3 rounds of 20 seconds, 10 seconds rest. And our first movement, we'll get in position, then we'll start the timer. It's called butterfly. We're going to pull the heels in as close as they come to the groin. Sit up tall. Take a nice breath in. Your shoulders are over your hips in this movement, and we're going to start the stretch. Now, you may feel the stretch right there. If not, you're going to tilt forward from the hip joint, not the back. Chest is pressed forward till you feel a mild stretch through that muscle. Take a nice inhale. We're feeling this one in the inner portion of the hips where the legs connect into the inner portion of the hips. Bringing it on up, taking a little release. You can bounce those legs around a little if they need it, or stretch the legs straight. There's our timer. Sit up tall. Inhale and then exhale. Bring it in. Maybe this time we go a little deeper. Walk our hands out a little bit. Remember, we're going to our own stretch point. Safety first. Do what feels good to you today and every day. Today and every day. Sit up tall. Again, release the tension out of the thighs a little bit. There you go. And we'll come in for that third round of butterfly stretch. Nice and tall through the spine. Forward we go. This time, maybe I walk my hands out a little bit farther. Again, we don't want to be to the point where our muscles shake. It should just feel a mild stretch in the muscle. Take a good breath in. And we've got our butterfly stretch completed. We're resetting the timer. All we're going to do for our next stretch is to walk our feet out a little bit. Now I have more of a diamond shape of my legs. I don't know if that helps, but I want to sit up nice and tall here and show you the spine work. So I move the heels out away from my hips. Again, starting the timer, and we gently take it forward. Just till we feel a mild stretch in the outside of the hip joint. Spine is mostly straight here, but it can round a little bit in this first round. Take a big breath, feel the hips expand. And release. We come up and release the hips, sit up tall. Again, we can move the knees around if we need to. Feeling that heat work right there. Up we go. And again, this time my spine rounds just a little bit more. I'm taking it out a little deeper yet. Going to that point of mild stretch that I want to find right there. Working on our hip flexibility right now, our hip flexibility. Walking it up, sitting tall, resetting our core. Shoulders come back and down, and we're ready for round 3. Again, walk it forward. This time you can let the head hang if it's okay. If not, pull up a little bit. Find your stretching point for round 3, and we're just about ready to move it on. We're going to move into our hamstrings next. And technically, they are not part of the hip joint, but they are attached to the hip joint. So let's take one foot out. It's straight out in front of us. Arms come up, and I'm just going to fold over this leg. So now we have the positioning. Our foot is flexed. Timer starts. There we go, our 20 seconds. Spine is straight here. Don't hunch. You'll go right out of the stretch. Push your chest closer to your toe. Think about telescoping out versus reaching down. Okay, telescope out. Take some good breaths. And then bring it up. Maybe we'll take some point and flex during that rest break there. We'll pull the arms back up tall, nice and tall through the spine, folding out from our hip joint. And again, maybe we go just a little bit farther this time, still maintaining straight spine though. In your efforts to go farther, don't go towards your knee, go towards your toe. There you go. That's the way we do it. Feels good. Round 2. And we bring it up. Point, flex, point, flex. Get a little ankle mobility here in our rest period. Sit up nice and tall. Third round. We reach it out. Maybe we found a little bit more length. I found myself going toward my knee. I'm going to focus on going toward my toe. Foot is flexed. And we get a nice stretch in the Achilles all the way up through the leg where it attaches under the hip there. And up we go. All right, we made through 3 rounds there. We're going to reposition ourselves, reset our timer, reset our socks if they're getting away from us. Okay, how's your core? You haven't let it go, right? You've got it nice and firm. Leg is straight out in front of you. And we're going to start that timer. Here we go. Reach up tall, core engages, and we fold. Light fold to start. So we just go to that mild stretching point here. Pushing out through the heel of the leg, pushing back through the hips, reaching out through the head. And we'll bring it up and we'll point and flex. If you don't like the arms up, rest them down. Make this work for you. Reach out, hold, nice. And again, maybe we've gone a little bit farther. Again, I felt myself drooping, so I'm pulling myself back up. I have to remind myself of all these pointers too. Good deep breaths in, long exhale out. Up we go, relax the muscle. Point and flex. And we're almost on to third round here. There we go, reaching it out. Oh, yes. Taking a look at my notes to see what we have coming up next. It looks like we're going to take it back to hands and knees positioning next for your hips. See what we can find there. Deep breath in, good exhale out, and roll up. Hamstrings are complete. They come up through the glute or under the glute and tuck in under there, so they are attached right around that area that we're working. Remember, if we need extra support through our knees, I have some nice carpet here, but if you're on hard floor, it really helps to have that tile or that towel right there for you. We're going to tighten up the core on this one, and it looks like we're going to do a little bit of a crossover stretch. So again, we're on hands and knees. If that's too much though, I can bring it down. I'm going to extend one leg and cross it over to the other side of the mat, and then just look over towards that toe. My back is firm, my core is engaged, and I'm feeling a stretch all along the side of the body that's facing you. And then I'm going to release. Maybe take some cat-cows here in our rest period. Extend that leg, cross over, lengthen the spine. Inhale. As we exhale, we look over towards the toe. If this bothers our spine or our neck, we'll just look forward and just work the crossover of the leg. Nice inhales. And again, we release that leg. Take a few cat-cows. Hopefully you're feeling your hip joints start to warm up a little bit here. Loosen up. Leg comes hip height, crosses over. Inhale, and then we look to that toe. Third time this side. We're almost there. Take a big inhale, expand the area. And after this, we'll come off those hands for a second. Take a child's pose back. Maybe take some nice rotations for your wrists, and we'll set up for the other side. So coming forward, hands and knees. Again, tighten your core, Take a big breath in. We'll extend the other leg up now. Cross it over and take a look at that toe. What's going on back there, right? Gonna feel this mainly at the top of the hip, maybe through the rib cage. Take a big breath in. Return. Cat and cow. You could always take the child's pose rest if you need to. Again, leg up, hip height, cross over. Don't lock out the knee. Look to your toe. Second time should be a little bit easier, pushing the hip away from the side that we're looking at. Good breaths. In and out. And we return. Cat, cow. Alrighty, let's take one more time on this movement. Up we go, hip height, crossover, lengthen the spine. Look at the toe. There we go. On our forearms if we're getting a little wristy here. A little wristy. And as we complete this one, we'll go ahead and take that nice little cat-cow, or that little child's pose stretch. Send it on back. This time, let's turn the palms up, take a little relief there. And we're gonna pop up now to our knees. I'm gonna scoot back just a little bit so you can see me here. We're standing up nice and tall from our knees. My hips are over my knees, my shoulder over hips, my knee over shoulder. We're gonna take 1 foot forward, boom. So we've got kind of a 90-90 thing going on here with our knee joints and our hip joints, 90 degrees. So this knee is reaching straight down. To activate our next stretch, we're just going to pull one arm up and we're going to focus on reaching up as the knee reaches down. So hips are pushing down, rib cage is lifting up. Got the hip flexor muscle right here. It tightens up on us a lot when we sit, so we're going to spend a couple minutes opening that area for you. And release. Just take a little bend here. You can rock forward and back if you like. Get a little quad stretch there. Again, now we'll take one arm up, and we can take our other arm up as well. And we can arc back a little bit if we like. And if that's too much, I just work on that reach straight up, straight up. Toe can be locked or unlocked, whatever's comfortable for you. This time, let's take a little press forward and we'll add a little quad into that hip flexor stretch. Now my leg is angled a little bit more back here, and I'm going to take 1 or 2 arms up. I'm feeling a nice stretch through here, a little bit down into the quad. Big inhale in, and a nice exhale, release. You got it. Alrighty, let's take it to the other side. We'll get all set up. Don't forget your knee pad if you need it, okay? Let's set up with our knee right under our hip, our shoulder over our hip, and our ears over our shoulders. Are we there? We're looking good. Scoot back a little bit. Probably only can do one arm here. But anyhow, here we go on this. We're going to reach that arm up. But really, it's the rib cage lifting. Don't get the shoulder all cockeyed there. Lift the rib cage up. Press the hips towards the ground. We're feeling a nice stretch right here. Deep breath. And then we can bring it down, take a little rock, back and forth. Feeling good. There we go. And again, we're going to place that hand right up through the hip, both arms up if you like. I think if I take my arm back enough, I can get away from my low hung ceiling here. So I've got added a little bit of a back bend if that's too much. Remember, reach straight up, okay? Do what works for you. Next time we'll hold it out if we like with a little bit more of an angle onto that leg. So I'm going to angle my thigh just a little bit, pull up. And again, if it's too much, I come back tall. Otherwise, I'm pushing right into it, squeezing the glute, tightening the core, feeling good. Nice breath in. And let's exhale, release. Woo! Okay, we're getting there. We have one more segment to get through. And this time we're going to go on our backs in the supine position for a little stretch here to finish us out in this hip. Now we're going to roll it on down, and we can bring our knees up with us. And my knees are right over my hips at this point. Actually, let's take it down. We'll give you a little extra here. We'll take some windshield wipers side to side. So I'm just rotating my knees side to side, building a little bit of heat back into the area that we're going to stretch here. So let's take about 4 more. 3. Should feel really good. 2, don't force the knees. Just let them go to where they go. And 1. All right, let's extend one leg up into the air. And we're going to cross it over. This is called a figure 4 stretch or a supine pigeon pose. And we're just kind of pushing the knee away from the body on round 1. So push it away from the body. Don't worry about anything else. You should feel something in the hip of the elevated leg here. Good breath in. Good exhale out. And we feel a nice stretch. Now we're just going to pull that knee in towards our chest a little bit. Knee towards chest a little bit. And then we're going to take it right back out. So we take it out. We can stay right there, or we can pull in, flexing our feet. And again, we feel a stretch in the hip of this leg that's in the air. Closest to us. I guess they're both in the air at this point, aren't they? I feel like my hat's getting away from me today. Alrighty, let's take it down. Pull the knee in so it can relax out of that position. And again, we can stay right in the open position, the pull position, or this time if we need to go a little bit deeper yet, we can bend the leg down, find the shin, and pull that in. Keep pushing the knee away from your body and keep breathing. That should feel really nice. This is one of the favorite stretches in all of my classes. And we release. Great job. All right, again, shift those hips side to side, and we'll get into the other leg for you. And we'll see what we can do there. So we're going to take that little crossover and open the knee, and let's start time right there. So again, my foot is flexed. Rest of me is relaxed. I'm just kind of pushing away. I don't feel much in this hip. It's a little bit looser than the other, but that's okay. It's still stretching. I've got my core engaged. And now I'm going to pull my knee in and let that rest a little bit. So again, we can stay at that level 1, or we can deepen it a little bit when we come back. Knee opens, and we pull in. So now we just have that nice little stretch right there, right there. Oh yeah, that should feel really, really good. Okay, pull your belly button to your spine, support your back. Good form, always safety first. Taking it down, pulling the knee into rest. Let it relax off that motion. Good deep breath. Open the knee, push it away from the body. This time we can pull in. And if we want, add the shin tuck. So that just takes it a little bit deeper yet. Remember, the muscle shouldn't be shaking. If it is, back off to one of the lighter levels. Feet are flexed. And we did it. Let's release that. And again, because we're working hips today, let's work that rotation. We're going to finish off with a nice twist for you today. That'll be our last exercise of the day. Make sure we have our timer all set, and we do. This time we're going to extend one leg long and pull the other leg up. So it's up at 90 degrees. I'm going to hit the timer and I am going to guide my knee over. Once I have my knee over, I'm going to take my arm out to the side and look to the side. Take some nice breaths here. You should feel a little nice opening in the front of the shoulder too. Your arm may or may not touch here, but try to keep your shoulder blades attached. And then we'll bring that center. We can keep the leg up, ready to go. Let's flex both feet, core is engaged. And again, let's guide the leg over. Once we have it there, we'll take a look-see in the opposite direction. We're feeling stretch through low back into that hip area we've been working. Deep breath in, long exhale out. Again, release that muscle, let it rest. But it's taking a break, not a vacation. Alrighty, up we go. And one more time, let's pull that over. Let's hold this last one for 30 seconds, okay? Good deep breaths, good long exhales. Feel your hip area expand. Stay right here. 10 more seconds. And we will release. Okay, once again, just kind of shifting the hips in that windshield wiper motion. And let's set up for the other side. So extend our leg long. Hand comes to the thigh. We're going to guide it over. This is my tighter side, so my knee doesn't go as close to the floor as on the other side. And I don't worry about it. It just goes to where it goes. And then I release. We can leave it hanging there. Let's set ourselves up for success. Knee right over the hip. We guide it over gently, and then we look away. So we look out towards that outstretched arm. Other arm can be here too, or we can stay there supporting the knee. Beautiful. Okay, let's bring it back. And we're coming in for that 30-second stretch. Finish out our twist, our series with that 30-second twist. We guide down, we look away, we feel stretch around this area. And the front of the shoulder, palm is up here. Ten more seconds. And we did it. Let's pull our knees into our chest, extend one leg long. Bring it out, bring the other leg in. Take it up, both knees in. Now we're going to give the low back a little back rub here, just guiding our knees with our hands. 3, 2, 1. Other direction. 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to rock ourselves up. Turn to face one another, and we have done it. Your hip flexibility and mobility workout on the floor is complete. We'll see you next time at Simply Fit with Sheryle Sage. Remember, this girl can, and you can too. All right, see you next time.